Actually helps being able to turn that wheel a little bit. Ow. That looks awesome, from my opinion anyway. Next step is the piece I'm really not sure of.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
G'day guys, Harley Rumble back again. Back to do another install video. We're going to be installing a new tail light on my 2023 Road Glide Special. Now, I've chosen this because it's different, but it's packed with technology, and it just, like I said, it's different to the normal standard bullet lights, blinkers and things like that. So what I've chosen is from Ciro, an American company that does a lot of lights and things like that. Also, Hog Lights Australia, who I got it through, distributes Ciro's products through Australia. So for pretty, look, it wasn't cheap, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I just grab it. We've got the Ciro Latitude tail light and license plate holder kit to go onto my Road Glide. So I'm looking forward to whacking this in. Come along with me, because I don't think it's going to be a long video. I think it's pretty easy to install. But yeah, I just thought I'd see how I'd go with it. Also, on another note, just a small side note, just let me know what you think of these install videos. The last one I done with the suspension didn't go real well at all. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or whatever, but any hints or tips you guys can give me along the way to improve myself, I'll certainly listen and go from there. Anyway, let's pull this apart and see what's in the box. So I have had a look. I've taken the plastic wrapper off, but I haven't taken the plastic wrapper off everything else. So obviously Ciro's very, very good instructions. It's that shiny paper, all colour, very easy to follow. So well done to Ciro for providing novices like myself really good instructions. Also, this is from Hog Lights Australia. Can you see me now, arsehole sticker? That'll be going up somewhere, and I think it's pretty cool that they threw that in there. A Ciro sticker. Yep, that'll be going along. Can you see me now, arsehole sticker? Also from Hog Lights Australia, in your package that they send you, your fucking awesome sticker. I reckon that's cool because it just gives you a little bit of a kick, bit of a laugh when you open up your package. So good on Hog Lights. Every bit of communication I've had with Hog Lights, very Australian. Some of you other nations or nationalities won't really get some of our humour, but they really, when I opened it and I had a look at this and I went, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, well done, Hog Lights. So looking at what's in the kit, I've got a adapter that goes back up to my blinkers under my seat that enables me to jump straight out of that blinker assembly, and I'll show you that when I set it up. We have the actual tail light. Now, a lot of people will call that a Cyclops light. I think it looks cool. But look, you know, something different, something a bit different. And I've seen a few videos online, and what these can actually do, you can change all their patterns via an app in your phone. I think it just adds a little, touch of personality or your own touch to your bike. So, yep, so that's there. Also, we've got our lighted number plate holder that'll fit our standard, and it's curved. So that'll look pretty cool on the bike, being curved under the Cyclops light, or tail light. So pretty keen to get these on and have a bit of a look. Also, you've got bolts, a gasket, dielectric grease. What else? We have a few cable ties. Yeah, bits and pieces in the pack. So yeah, we'll get into that. I'll open it all up and I'll give you a look. Okay guys, the first thing we've got to do, we've got to take the pannier off, got to take the seat off, which means we've got to take the backrest off. So we'll get stuck into that right now. This is just a latch, and he comes straight out. Okay, for the seat, we'll do the star screwdriver. Haven't taken this off for a while, so probably a bit dirty under here. My apologies if it is. Hey, not too bad. Okay, so we'll take the pannier off. Everyone knows how to take a pannier off that owns one of these, but it's just these two twist bolts in here. Come off. Now I have got these bag blade lights, so I have to, when I go to take this off, just lean it back and pinch and pull, and there we have it. Okay, so the reason why we pull the pannier off, because we've got to run all the wiring all up under the guard here with the fender, back up to our area up here. So, but I'll show you that in the install. Okay guys, I've got a bit excited. I've taken my number plate off. Primarily I just wanted to see if it'd fit into the new number plate holder, which is curved, which it does. It all looks pretty well smick actually, so that'll be sitting down there somewhere. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. Guys, we've got a couple of bolts to remove the old assembly. We've got a bolt here, and I've Loctite those. And there's also another bolt down here where we have to remove, well, you don't remove the bolt, you just remove the nut, and releases some of the cables. So I'm glad that I've got my lift, because it's a lot harder, and believe me, I've done it, getting to these screws if it's directly on the ground. So just making sure 13 mil. Now I'm going up to these bolts, make sure, yep, loosen. So, and there's no room, there is absolutely no room here. So yeah, it takes a while. This is not an easy thing to do, but I've got one loose. That's the first one done. And now you can see, if you can see that where they are, they're just a nightmare to get to. But I must say, having the lift, which my wife very, very kindly brought for me yesterday, because she's seen how much trouble I had with doing my suspension without it. So now then we've got a single grommet here that just pops out, and voila, out comes your old unit, and there it is there. So I'll give this a quick tidy up, clean, and then we'll start looking at installing the new one. All right, on with the install. I'm going to install the new light. We've got a gasket we have to go on the back. We've got to make sure the gasket has got a recessed area where your cables come through like so. This comes over like that. Probably put it up the right way. Where am I going? That way. It's got a lip on the outside. And that'll protect your wires and also protect your paintwork. So that will go right there, like so. So I'll get under there and I'll whack these nuts in now. I won't tighten them down, but I'll certainly get them in there. I'll put some blue Loctite on them as well, just for a little extra security. The main part of the number plate holder, it's got the gasket on the back as well. You feed the wires down through in behind the gasket, and that's where it enters into this hole here. Okay, so they get threaded into there now. Back through the fender. And maybe because that round thing is already there, and that bolt let's not do that. That bolt comes through there. So we don't reuse the big rubber grommet that come out of the OEM stuff. There's also a bit of a rubber grommet already on the back of here, so it kind of recesses into that hole. Also supplied in the kit is a little grommet that you sit in your tri-bar light, where you've taken your OEM stock lights out of, because they normally feed through and it's all one unit, and your stock lights go and feed back into your tri-bar light, where this actually runs right back up to your actually main point of your blinkers. So that's what that little block there is for. It just keeps water and any other nasties out of your tri-bar light. I've just run the wiring in, I've put the loom in, and I just want to give it a test to make sure it's all running before I go too much further. So I'm just going to turn the ignition on. And I think everyone's seen that, and I think that looks pretty schmick. At the moment, they're flashing red turn signals, but I'm pretty sure I can change that to yellow. So I think that'll look pretty cool. This is where I don't know if you can see that spacer comes into it. It goes into here. If you can see me pointing there, there's a grommet and there's an area where the spacer goes. Just sliding that spacer in, trying to get the wires out of the road, and that spacer now is in. Those wires should come across the other side. Okay, so our bracket goes over our 2 bolts, and I'll get that started for the top bolt where the spacer is, and I'll move all my wires out of the road like so, and underneath we put our wire clip back on with our cables in it. That's starting to, I want that up there like so. Okay, so we're fitting the number plate. Okay, so we've got to run it from under the rear fender here, come up, and then we're just going to link into all these cables here and then bring it up through. There should be a gap here. I should be able to run the cables up through and then link in up the top. So I'll get to it, eh? Okay, we've got a little bit of a mess here, but all it is, this one here, that is the one that comes with your light kit, with your tail light license plate kit. It's just an inline plug that plugs into your OEM stuff. What I've got, this stuff here, I've already got a jump. So I've got, that's your OEM plug to that one. But because I've got my bag blades on, this come with the bag blades, and I've put it in this way. So all I need to have to do is take out this one here, unclip it, obviously clip the male to female, if I know which one that is. So clip that in, hear the click, and you clip this one in line, and you hear the click. So now it's all daisy chained, all back together, and I'll just sit all this in here. That's our dielectric grease. I will take this one off. All I'm going to do is put a dab. Right, just a dab on the end, button it back up. And so just to keep everything together, push everything down, and that's the electrical done. So that all sits fine under the seat. Okay. So now I can put the seat back on. I'm happy with all that. Now this can be a bugger at times, this seat, but not today. Okay. Just do these back up, a couple of clicks. Done. Backrest on. Done. That's the finished product. That's it. That's all we need to do. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go and have a look at the app, get into that, and then I'm going to show you how I can do different programs and things like that. So catch you in a sec. First and foremost, you can see the battery voltage is 11.7. Now, power on animation, it's an interesting one, because if I open that up, you've got 12 different power on animations that you can choose from. Now, number one, and this will change as I do it, so that is your first power on. I'll go to 4, that's 4, a little bit different. And then we'll go to 7. So just remember, this is what actually happens when it turns, your bike turns on. And I don't know, 10. that's a bit different. That's pretty cool. And we'll go to 12. That's cool again. I'll leave it at 12 for this point in time. Animation color. For the animations, for your power on, it's only in the red. Now we'll go down to the run brightness. We can adjust the brightness to match in with the bag blades. So if my bag blades were duller or less quality, I could actually dim my light all the way down. But because they're fairly bright, those bag blade lights, I'll bring it up, and I think it matches about 17, maybe 18. I don't know. And also on here, you can do a run animation. Not sure what that's all about. There was a warning. I went into it, and there was a warning about when you're driving along in light, might not comply to laws and all this sort of stuff. So we'll leave that off, eh? So the next bit is for turn signal animations. So we'll just have a look at that. I'm going over, I'm going to turn one of the signals on, be at the left. Now I've got it set to amber, and so it runs exactly like my bag blade, but I can change that to red. Change it back to amber, and also change different animations. So that's animation 1, animation 2, animation 3, and there's not a lot of change in them, just subtle little light changes. 4, 5, that's actually going backwards, and 6. But I think I had it set at 1. which, 1 or 2, let's have a look at 2. I think that's okay. There's also a strobe effect you can turn on with your turn signals, and it puts a bit of a dance in it, but I don't really like that, so we'll leave that as it is. So brake animation, I've got no one here to help me, so I'm pretty sure you can just go through them all. There's 3 to choose from, different amount of flashes that can happen. You also got burst mode, which actually flickers if you're pulled up too long, or if you pulled up for a long time, it will actually flicker more so it can catch attention of motorists. And then we'll go down further, and it's just all this is just passwords and all different things. So firmware, all the different information. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool that you can actually individualize it. Yeah, so I hope I explained that okay. That's the installation of the Ciro Latitude taillight and number plate holder. I hope you enjoyed that. It seriously didn't take really long at all. The longest part was doing the filming, moving the camera around, all that sort of stuff. I reckon it would have been about a 45-minute install. Not hard at all. Like I said earlier in the intro, if you like what I'm doing with these install videos, just throw some comments out there, because the first one I done, like I said earlier, it didn't go very well with the suspension. So I'm not sure why, but maybe some of you guys can give me a little bit of heads up as to what's going on. So yeah, that's it. That's the Ciro tail light. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Righto, cheers guys.